Well, that was the easiest border crossing I have ever done. Little look at my passport, a few questions, the usual. What were you doing in Mexico? What are you doing in the US? What's your job? Where are you going? He did go and talk to someone briefly. I think they were saying about me having a visa. I didn't hear anything. But then that was it. No paperwork for the bike at all, which after all the hassle of Central American countries, it was weird having to do nothing. And that's it. I'm an hour and a half from San Antonio, and it's about 5 in the evening now, and it is still like 40 degrees. I'm really looking forward to getting rid of all my gear and cooling down somewhere. Well, what is the American dream if it's not a busy highway, a overpriced, not very clean motel? But I'm in San Antonio now and heading to Austin. It's not as hot as yesterday. I'm looking forward to some barbecue food. And carrying on. It was very easy finding some great barbecue, and when I left, I made my way to one of the stockists of my mum's paint that is sold in the US. He happened to have his pinball engineer around, fixing his pride and joy. I got to see inside and even play a game or two, beating Sam's high score embarrassingly. Then I got to see some of Sam's other vintage games and beautiful music players.
This is a 1900 Euphonia. So I'm gonna crank it up, and then reverberance, and so I push this, and so it just turns and catches on these and strikes those pedals.
Then that evening we went to the Affordable Art Fair, which happened to be in Austin that weekend. There were some fascinating pieces by a whole range of artists from all over the world, although affordable was a subjective thing really. Continuing on from Austin through Texas, I met some great characters at motels. And that was Chris, who I met last night, and him and his friend Jimmy, who first had some interest in my bike, and then Chris showed me his far cooler Harley Davidson. Yeah, fun guys to chat to last night. I'm at another beautiful motel, Golden Inn, on the outskirts of Dallas. It's been a couple of days of lots of driving, but then also meeting up with friends, which has been lovely, near Austin and Houston as well. And today, it's May the 20th. My priority is to get an amazing barbecue lunch and get to Oklahoma City, where I'm going to meet a very famous road. And the best darn barbecue in town it was. Owners made it very clear that everything was homemade on the premises. The coleslaw, the beans, everything. Absolutely perfect for this particular day. And then it was on to explore the heartbeat of the USA. Yes, the interstate and gas station network. It's unavoidable talking about it in some way, really. Cars or motorbikes are essential in the US, and avoiding the interstate network is pretty much impossible if you're going to do lots of miles. And one place I was recommended to visit was the gas station chain Buc-ee's. So having gone from Austin to Houston, north to Dallas and now Oklahoma City, I'm joining Route 66 and heading west. It is bike care day. It's getting an oil change right now. I had to find a place that had time for me though. The first place I went to had a week and a half turnover time, but found somewhere that could squeeze me in, fortunately. And the brilliant thing is that this place where my oil's being changed is on Route 66. That's where I've been driving north from Texas to find, and it runs through Oklahoma City here. And there are still some remnants. Like a lot of the road now isn't actually used in the same way. Like it's some bits are disused, some bits are not the main road anywhere. They built a new highway, but you can still see where once great diners stood. And as I head west towards Los Angeles, I'll be looking out for some more old diners like this, old signs or whatever. At the moment, although I know I'm here on Route 66, I've not seen any actual signs saying it, but I'll be finding some more today for sure. Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain. Oklahoma, as someone once said, and they are entirely right, because it is really windy and not very fun to drive actually. Really just sweeping me around the road, the wind was. Yeah, hard work, but I am now on this famous road, and I've driven along it a little bit, and there's now a museum to come and look at, and yeah. So Route 66 was established in 1926, being one of the first properly paved roads stretching most of the way across the US from Chicago all the way to Los Angeles. However, as the interstate system grew in the 1960s and 70s, Route 66 became less used. By the 80s, it was even removed from the highway system. So beautiful buildings like this just didn't receive any traffic and slowly fell into disrepair. So that's why we see some buildings just falling apart, while some people are really trying to take great care of. Yeah, my bike does look good, doesn't it? But some people have got ones that are just a whole lot cooler than mine. Among the more bizarre sights along Route 66 are 10 Cadillacs half buried in a field. Spray painting the cars yourself is positively encouraged, and there became a chain of people passing them on to the next visitor.
There, perfect.
Halfway point of Route 66. It's kind of a shame in a way that I've not actually driven all the way from Chicago, but that would have been a really crazy route. Yeah, cool to be here. And there are more Route 66 things, old car and old signs. But it's still a long way to Los Angeles. Albuquerque tonight, Flagstaff the next night, and then maybe LA the next night. Yeah, and the roads here. Oh, you can see how flat it is. Really windy still. Not the most beautiful driving. Having been largely replaced by the interstates, Route 66 now is a bit of a mishmash of different things. Here it's newly paved but runs along the interstate. In some places it's been removed completely, and as I'll discover later on, in some places it's really quite unique still. In Albuquerque, I found some great couchsurfing hosts, Gary and Rose, and they took me on a walk just outside the city to see some ancient petroglyphs.
A World Heritage Site called Chaco Canyon. You really should come up here. There's a really cool thing.
And I also saw my first coyote.
Noodles, where are you? Noodles, come! You are on the leash, my pet, because you are too small. In just a minute, I have to pour it.
And then it was back on the trail of Route 66, finding beautiful old cars and quite unique accommodation. That's a lot of driving. The only interesting thing about it really is how the landscape changes from. Was it yesterday I was in Oklahoma? No, I was in Texas, and just fields and fields and nothing else. And then it turns into slightly more rocky stuff in New Mexico, and now I'm in Arizona. And suddenly there's big pine trees everywhere. I am just a few minutes from my couch surfing host here in Flagstaff, and yeah, this is kind of the gateway to the Grand Canyon and other places. But I'm going to carry on heading on Route 66 tomorrow. Sadly, I just can't see everything. So carrying on west from Flagstaff, I took a little drive through Williams, which I think is about as wild west as you can get, as long as you ignore all the massive trucks. Next stop on Route 66 is Seligman, Arizona now, still. Lots of cool places to see, some restored places, some not so restored, and yeah, just fun seeing all these different things. All the old cars just left here, and great to see. The actual Route 66 now, and yeah, there's not a lot around, but it's slightly more interesting than going on the highway for the millionth mile. And this is the longest stretch of Route 66 left. There's various bits here and there, but this is 157 miles, 240 kilometers of continuous bit, and yeah, there it is, Route 66. So yeah, this detour goes on for a little bit longer, and then I'll join the interstate at Kingman again, very briefly, before I go on another detour along the actual Route 66. Yeah, it is a whole lot more interesting with the mountains in the distance and stuff. And I think it's going to get more so soon. And this indeed is Route 66. One thing that you really notice is how much narrower it is than modern roads in the US. Looking pretty good now. It does feel quite like southeast Peru. If you saw episode 8, I think, when I go through Colca Canyon and the desert around there and the mountains, yeah, it does remind me of that a lot. And it's just perfect, isn't it? I mean, it's a bit hot, but barely any traffic. Route 66. After the long straight interstates and, well, all the roads, it was an absolute joy to go on these winding roads. But there was another reason for taking this route: to reach the town of Oatman. Oatman used to be a busy gold prospecting town, but once the gold ran out and Route 66 was bypassed, the town diminished to a population of just 100. So now it survives by being a nostalgic Wild West town and has these donkeys roaming the streets.
all the more food we got.
They heard you were in town.
They heard I was in town.
I seem to have parked the bike in the donkey's toilet area. The road continued from Oatman, winding gently through the hills. I stayed a night in Needles and then had the last stretch of drive to Los Angeles.
Family members and skeptical
Well, this is the end of the road. How much have I done of it? 2/3 maybe? No, less than that probably. But this is it. And yeah, Route 66. Having driven west for so long, it was now time to turn north up the Californian coast.